Hey everyone, Joey here, still in YouTube jail, but still filming some things. I bought the MagicX One35. This was a bit of a... I've gone through a lot with this device. Number one, they sent it to me for review. I should have gotten it when everybody else got it for review, but it got lost in the mail. 4PX still hasn't updated. It's been over months now at this point. So I decided about 2 weeks back to just buy one. I wanted to check it out. I kind of had a feeling what my negatives would be, but I still want to check it out. And so we're here today with it. It got lost in the mail. I just recorded this video and I realized I never pushed record on it. So I'm here trying to redo what I just did. And if I sound a little bit annoyed, it's because I just did all of this. So we're going to redo it all again for you to actually see and hear what I'm saying. Anyways, it's going to be a quick look, not a review. We're just going to take a look at this device, what my thoughts are, and all that sort of thing. Now, first, obviously what you want to know is the price and specs, and this is $85 US from MagicX's website. And spec-wise, this is using the MediaTek Helio G85. That can actually do past Nintendo 64. So you can do some PSP, most PSP, some GameCube, some PS2, all that sort of thing. But you're not going to buy it for that, really. Then we have 4 gigabytes of RAM, we have 64 gigabytes of internal storage, plus you can do an SD card. We have 3.5 inch 960 by 640 IPS screen here. This is a 3:2 aspect ratio screen, which means it's great for Game Boy Advance, which also is the only system that I have loaded onto here. We'll look at that quite a bit later on. Then we have Wi-Fi 5, we have a USB Type-C, of course, Android 12, and it has the Play Store, which is cool. And it's using their Dawn launcher, which I'm a big fan of, and we'll talk about that. 4,300 milliamp hour battery. It's a really good battery. They say 5 to 7 hours. I don't know what it actually is. I don't even know what that's measuring, but it's got a decent battery. And it's 189 grams, which, yeah, it's pretty light. It's plasticky. It's fine. Everything's good. Now, the reason I got this, there's 2 reasons this exists, okay? Number one, it could be used as a Game Boy Advance device if you want. It's 3:2 aspect ratio, good for Game Boy Advance. Kind of okay with PSP, although it's a little small, but whatever. The second reason this exists, and it's not my use case at all, is it's a TATE mode device. So you're going to see here, they did it, where you can use it like this, start and select, you can play your arcade games. There's even your R and L on the side if you want to use it like this. This is not my use case at all. And I think, in my opinion, I would have liked to have just a normal device rather than this combination, because it is kind of removing the best parts about this device, which is the fact that we don't get a device like this anymore. We don't get devices that are this small, that are this candy bar, that have a 3:2 screen, that can play Game Boy Advance great, and all of that sort of thing. We just don't get devices like this. And to prove that to you, the last time that we got a device like this is the Anbernic RG351P, one of my favorite Anbernic devices. This also has a 3:2 aspect ratio device. This was released like 4 years ago at this point now, and we have not seen a better replacement to this device than right now, which is this, but there's the compromises of the whole TATE mode stuff, which is something I'm not a big fan of. But let me do a very quick comparison between the two, because one thing that bothers me about MagicX devices, I love them. I'm a big supporter of them, and I've gone through that change. But one thing I've been screaming about from the rooftops in every review I've done about a MagicX device is the size of their D-pad and buttons. And this is the perfect example to show you what I mean. Look at Anbernic's D-pad, look at Anbernic's buttons from 4 years ago. Now, they don't do this really anymore. They should, because devices need to have this. But this, when you use this device, for anybody that has a 351P, it's beautiful. This is comfort heaven for controls with the L and R and all of that. All of this is great. This is a fantastic design, everything. On here, I don't hate the D-pad. It's fine, like it's soft and all that, but it's smaller. It's much smaller than this D-pad. The buttons are much smaller than these buttons. These are a little too close together as well. It makes it a little bit hard to play. And so for me, I'm not a big fan of that. Also, the start and select, having them here like this on each side, not having them here. But again, that was a design choice because they're doing TATE mode, so they had to do that there. This all goes back to, this is a tale of 2 devices, and I only like the one device. And that one device is kind of compromised. And I'm kind of sad because nobody makes the device, so I have to grab this device and buy it for a use case that it is only half good for. if that all makes sense. I sound like I'm complaining. I'm really not. I don't hate this device at all. I think it's pretty good. But I just wanted it to be this. Like even the size, they're all the same, right? Like this is something we don't get anymore. They're very similar devices. They probably use this as a reference for a lot of different things. But I would have liked to just see this. That's it. Just make this. And that would have been it. But anyways, one thing I don't like about and it kind of ties into the whole TATE mode thing, is the shoulders and triggers. They're using these weird shoulders and triggers here, which I'm guessing is because they're using it for TATE mode or whatever. I don't know why. Actually, this is very weird, but I'm not a big fan of it. Like even trying to use it, you have to push it in a specific way, otherwise it doesn't click. And that's kind of annoying. And they're very, I don't know, they're not great. I'm not a big fan of them. So for me, I would have just liked to have normal L1, L2 buttons like this. Perfect. That's all. But again, design decision, not much I can do about it. That sort of thing. I really love the 351P. I just want a new one. That's it. Am I asking for too much? But anyways, let's take a look at the MagicX 135 here. And yeah, it's nice. It feels nice in the hands. All of that is good. I like the form factor. All of this is fine. I don't have any complaints about this. Again, my complaints are the controls and all of that. You have a second D-pad here, which you could use for hotkeys in RetroArch if you wanted to. Otherwise, I mean, for my use cases where I'm not using it like this, it doesn't do much. But anyways, what's really cool about MagicX's devices is they use something called the Dawn Launcher, which is kind of a Digiso clone that they've made a lot better. And so you can see it here. And if you go in, I just have Game Boy Advance games on here. And you can just see that you have your Game Boy Advance games, you have all of this on the side, and you have settings that you can do on a per game basis. So you can do CPU mode, you can set the emulator core, all this stuff on a per game basis, which is really cool. But you can also do that on a per system basis. So if you go over into settings, you can adjust all of that on a per system basis too. There is a lot that they've done over the years on this software, and I'm a big fan of it. Scraping, so you can scrape artwork right on the device, of course, and all that. They added something new here called Chosen, which I don't know if they've added to other devices, but this is the first time I've seen it. And it looks like I don't know. I don't know what the point of this is. I'm very confused. It's kind of like another theme, I guess, to launch your games from. But you do have like a last played and whatever favorites. But yeah, it's very weird. Like I would have just combined these two, I guess. I don't know why they wouldn't be combined. It's very... Yeah, maybe somebody knows and they can let me know in the comments. I'm not sure exactly what that's for. Then we have our apps, and it's one of those things where they do have pirated apps here, unfortunately. But that is something we cannot get away with. For no manufacturer. Everybody's doing it for whatever reason. But yeah, so you have your bunch of options here and a bunch of built-in things. You do have the Play Store, which is cool. So you have that built in. It's not Ambernick. They actually put the built-in Play Store here. And it has the power to run it, of course. Then if we go over to settings, this is really where Dawn Launcher is really cool. There's a lot of things. You can go to your Android settings, the usual ones. Obviously, that's from the swipe down as well. You have all those options. But if we scroll down, there's a game switcher, which is like Onion OS's game switcher, which is really cool. And so you can turn that on if you want to and use that. There's a few other things, a button test, CPU performance mode, which we are in balanced right now. So it'll ramp up when it needs to and turn off when it doesn't need to. Screen scraper for scraping, all the fun stuff. These are all things that MagicX has had for a while now. And so nothing completely new. FTP, super useful if you want to transfer things to devices, and online updates are useful too. All in all, I'm a big fan of MagicX's software, and you basically have whatever you need here to get Android up and running. Now, of course, the standout feature here is the Game Boy Advance screen. So I'm just going to jump in and I don't even know. We'll jump into Drill Dozer. And so yeah, this is the standout here, for Game Boy Advance at least. Again, I'm kind of tailoring today's video towards the Game Boy Advance because that would be my only use case. So I'm being a little selfish in today's video. But you have a 4X upscaled Game Boy Advance, and I think it looks great. Obviously, obviously an OLED screen would be a lot better, but we have an IPS display here. And this looks good to me. Like, I don't have any issues with this. If you're just using it for Game Boy Advance, this could be a very cheap one that you can get. $85 US, not that expensive for what you're getting here. And we don't get a lot of devices like this, which is really cool. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, this is kind of what I would want out of a device like this. And the screen especially is really good. But let's take a look at some other things. And so I'm here in Pokemon Sapphire, and I turned on fast forward just to take a look. We are at about almost a 2.5x, which is weird for MGBA. This should have a lot more power to do fast forward GBA. And frame throttle is not on, it's on unlimited. So I'm not exactly sure. I wonder if we can pump this up. Is there a specific, here, we'll go into performance mode and see what that does. There we go. Okay, so we can go a lot further. I would probably cap this, but we are at now quite a bit further. I don't know if you would actually need to turn this on, power into power mode for Game Boy Advance. Like, you don't need it to go this fast. This is too fast for me. I usually cap it at about 3x is what I do, but you have the option. So this is what Game Boy Advance is doing for Pokemon. And this plays great, looks great. I don't know. I don't have any issues with all of this. This looks good. I could easily use this as a handheld. And it doesn't get hot either, which is really cool and really nice. It seems like it's just fine for heat. There's no fan that I know of. Let's see. No fan. You can barely see what these things do. MagicX, please just sort that out. But it's fine. There's no fan. It doesn't feel like it's getting hot, which is good. Again, today's video mostly about Game Boy Advance, and I wanted to take a look at how it plays. You have quite a bit of room for fast forward. We're using MGBA. It's hitting all the notes. So for me, I played with it for a few days now just to take a look. All of the negatives that I had were mostly about the controls and things like that. Otherwise, I think it's a pretty cool device. It's unique in the market. I'm not going to talk about it using it this way because it's not something I'm ever going to use. But if I'm using it this way, then yeah, if you want a Game Boy Advance, just emulator, handheld, I don't think you can go wrong with this. It looks great. So those are my thoughts on this. But again, I'm going to go back to this just for the last time today. I just want this. I just want this. This is close enough, but I want this. So somebody make this, please. Just a newer version of this. That's it. You can copy this. It's fine. I won't tell Ambernick, but I'm missing the thing back here. Anyways, MagicX One35, pretty cool. If you're going to use it for Game Boy Advance, it gets a thumbs up for me. Otherwise, I'm not sure. I don't know about TATE mode. I don't know about PSP. I don't know about any of that. I just want to take a look at it from my perspective, which is just Game Boy Advance, which, yeah, pretty cool. Don't forget to like and sub to help the channel grow. Come join me on the Discord to talk all about retro gaming. Support me through YouTube membership if you like my stuff. And hope you all have a good one.